Welcome to the second video of the sixth module. The previous video had presented the DCT model with relevance to the process of counseling. In continuation with that video, I would like to explain the four modalities of DCT and the assertions for the process of counseling in this particular video. At the end of this video, you will be able to comprehend the four modalities in cognitive development, apply the assertions based on modalities to the process of counseling. Now, what are the four cognitive emotional developmental styles? The four cognitive developmental modalities defined in DCT are, as already told you, they are sensory motor, concrete, formal, and dialectic, or otherwise called systemic stages. These four modalities fuse in a cyclic model and flow from one to another. This flow and transition are contributed by the early and late component of each modality. There can also be non-linear movement between the modalities. The four modalities facilitate the understanding of the world and experience in different and important ways, and all four are important. The inability to function in a modality is called a developmental block, and it can be overcome through counseling. Developmental blocks are defined as the inability to experience a particular event or circumstances in any or all four modalities. Now, let us see each of the modalities in detail. The first is being the sensory motor, which is nothing about how to focus on the elements of immediate experiences. Sensory motor function is related to body or felt sensations or feelings. What one senses become important in learning. Any experience induces feelings, and feelings are based on senses. In other words, feelings are physically embedded and represent an in-body experience, and the experience an individual has are related memory experiences, which in turn is experienced as an image or thought. Physical sensations and feelings contribute to the individual's emotional responses and behaviors. The experience of feelings are defined as early sensory motor functioning, and the ability to identify the feelings in one body is an indication of late sensory motor functioning. Developmental block in this modality can be the failure to experience feelings or failure to identify the feelings in one's body. The second modality is concrete operational, which is nothing but searching for situational description. The concrete modality is about logic and details. Concrete thinking involves relating to linear and sequential details of life experiences. Often an individual can give exhaustive details about these events. The early concrete stage is characterized by specific linear details of incidents and situations that is being provided, whereas late concrete stage is characterized by just casual reasoning. Logically understanding the cause-effect relationship happens when an individual can give a detailed sequence of events and reflect on these sequences. When an individual has an early concrete block, he or she may omit important details while narrating the story. On the other hand, the individual with late concrete block may narrate the event with exhaustive details and examples, and yet may not be able to understand the relationship between the events. Thus, when an individual cannot understand the consequences of one's action, then he or she will keep repeating the same mistakes. Then comes the formal operational modality. Formal operational modality is about discerning patterns of thoughts, emotions, and actions. It is characterized by abstract thinking, which means the ability to be self-reflective and analytical. This enables the individual to see their patterns of behavior, thought, and feeling and understand the meanings of those patterns. The individual may understand the cause and effect nature of repeating patterns, which can be positive and healthy or negative and dysfunctional. In early formal modality, the individual may become aware of the repeating patterns but may not understand how those patterns can end as their problems. In late formal modality, the individual understands the patterns and the meaning those patterns have in his or her life is also well taken. Many experience block in the early formal modality in the form of inability to identify the pattern. Whereas the developmental block in the late formal modality may be the individual's inability to understand the pattern, and these blocks can be in the form of distortion or overgeneralization of the patterns or attribute cause to the external event. And next is dialectical or systemic modality. This is nothing but integrating patterns of emotion and thought into a specified system. This is characterized by the individual's ability to observe multiple perspectives and notice multiple aspects of people and situations. The individual's cognitive complexity permits him or her to see self and own patterns as having a developmental base in family, gender, and cultural influences. The views of others are distinguished from their own. The understanding of how and when the pattern occurs is what happens during early modality. The understanding that these patterns are developed in the family of origin, that which helps the individual to begin to reconsider the continuity of those patterns. Whereas in late dialectic modality, the individual can challenge the pattern or deconstruct the meaning of the pattern. The developmental block at this stage is the inability to understand or challenge the pattern. Now let us see about Goncalves and Ivy's assertion for counseling based on DCT. DCT uses counterpart to Piagetian stages to explain which cognitive developmental level a student prefers to use to process experience as a predominant style and also as per the particular problem. As seen, the theory assumes that a child functions within all the levels at different times and in different contexts, and the capability to do so completely and flexibly is alluring. Goncalves and Ivy have made 4 assertions that contribute to a better understanding of DCT model for the counselor in the school context. The first assertion is based on the quality of early emotional relationship, which is otherwise known as the attachment or the separation model of a child. Here, the child develops a first nucleus of the cognitive organization of self and family based on the attachment that it has got during its childhood. And second is based on the first nucleus organization. The child constructs across the lifespan models of self and reality that are again constructed by further organizations, yet it is limited by this stage of cognitive development. The third assertion is that the cognitive models are successfully composed by cognition based on experiences, that is sensory motor cognition, and cognitions based on thinking, that is formal or metacognition, and then the cognitions based on existence, that is post-formal or epistemic cognition. The fourth assertion is that adult cognitive organization results from a self-centered coherence derived from the specificity, either sensory motor or concrete or formal or post-formal organizations. At any specifically given time, the child primarily operates within one of the 4 epistemological levels. However, while experiencing psychological distress, they tend to depend on one particular type of epistemological understanding that is both out of accordance within their internal and external environment and not aid in effective adaptation. As such, it becomes useful to assess the predominant level commonly utilized for better understanding and planning of intervention. With this understanding of the 4 modalities of cognitive styles and assertions for counseling, the next video will take you to the process of therapy itself. Meet you again.